Da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-dum. What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review. Today I'm very excited to check out Hoopdilah, better than a board game from Mo Good Solutions. This is for a lot of players, probably about ages 8 plus, so it'll take about 30 to 40 minutes to play. And Hoopdilah, better than a board game. This is your typical gateway-esque party game where you're going to be trying to get people on your team to guess different words. You might be doing that by talking or drawing on a dry erase or flailing around like crazy. But this one has some really cool, interesting twists and turns in it. It also has some really bad things in it. But which side wins the battle? Let's open it up and I'll tell you. Alright then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Hoopdilah, better than a board game. So first and foremost, we get our handy-dandy rule booklet. It is 9 pages, double-sided. It's got pictures, illustrations. It's a very simple game. The rule booklet will have you up and running. That being said, I don't like the rule booklet. I'll talk a little bit about that later. Actually, I just don't like the rules in the game, and I will really talk about that in the pros and the cons. So in Hoopdilah, this is going to be your typical party game where you are going to have words that you're going to try and get other people to guess, such as giraffe or face wash or loose tooth. Raspberries, all sorts of various different stuff like that. This game is going to have numerous different ways to try and get you to guess those kinds of words. Some of them you will recognize from your typical games. Flail is pretty much just like charades. You'd have scribble, just where you're going to be drawing things. Shape, where you're going to be drawing things, but you're going to be drawing them specifically with shapes, so you have to use shapes to do anything. Wire bending, one of the more intriguing ones, where you're actually going to be trying to create things with wires to get people to guess what your word is. One of my favorite ones. Another one that's really cool is Invisibibles, which is essentially where you are going to be drawing, but you're not going to be able to actually draw anything. So people have to watch you as you draw. So let's see. What is this? It's clearly a smiley face. It's clearly a smiley face. So next you have babble. That's your typical one where you're just going to be trying to get people to guess it by using your words, but you can't actually say it. So there's going to be different ways for people to get the words. One thing I forgot to mention is you're going to have your bonus rules right here. You will need this. You're going to want to implement some various different bonus rules, and you will need to house rule this game a lot. And we'll talk more about that in the pros and the cons. So how the game works is you are going to break up into teams, between 2 and 4 teams most of the time. And you're going to have one player who is essentially going to be the moderator. You know, if you play any sort of werewolf or anything like that. And they are going to pick out 10 words on here that are the same color or something similar to that. And all the different teams are going to get the same words. So you're going to write down those words, which will make it easier when you first do this. And then you're going to get those groups, and they are going to be spread apart so they can't hear each other talk, because obviously they're going to be trying to guess the same words. And then one person from each group is going to come up. They are going to get the words. You're going to spin the spinner, and that is how they are going to try and get their team to guess that word. So let's just say wire bendy. So I'm going to try and make wire bendy with the flip-flops. So I'll do this. Might do that. Yeah, flip it up. And then maybe get this guy going right here. And then I might put it on my foot. And then hopefully someone would guess that was a flip-flop. So whoever guessed it was a flip-flop would then run back up to the person that's the keeper of the words, get the next word. That person would spin once again, and then let's see, they have to do, say, scribble. So we'll get ice fishing. So we're going to have to scribble ice fishing. So now they come back, and they're going to be trying to get everyone in their group to guess ice fishing. So let's see, we got, gotta be quiet. So you got a hat on, definitely cold. Got a fishing pole, boop, boop, boop. And then hopefully someone would guess that that was ice fishing. And then they would run back to the person that was giving out the words, and then they would get the next word, they would spin the spinner, and then bada boom, they'd be doing the same thing. You rinse, wash, repeat until someone has completed all the words, and then they will win the game. So what happens if you get stuck on a word? Well, it's not really addressed in the rule booklet. You just get stuck in the rule. You're stuck in purgatory. Like that spot between heaven and hell for the entire game. We're going to talk more about the pros and cons of this game in a little bit, so I'm not going to harsh on it. But that, in a nutshell, is how you're going to play Hoopdilah. Alrighty then, Hoopdilah, better than a board game from Mo Good Soloutions. What are my final thoughts? Let's go with the pros, let's go with the cons. First, on the con side, there's an obvious one. This is not a prototype right here. This is the finished copy of the game, and it looks like crap. It really does. It looks very amateur, but at the same time, you can tell it's a passion project. They just wanted to get this game out, which I can respect, and I don't have that big of a problem with it. Honestly, I'm just mentioning so you guys know. But some people are definitely not going to want this on the shelf just because it looks bad, and I completely understand that. I mean, you know, part of having a board game collection is displaying it prominently for a lot of people, and this is probably not one you're going to want to get if that's the case. Also, component-wise, most of the components are very nice. However, the cards are not nice. They're literally just, you know, slightly thick paper printed on there, and it's not that good. Another big con I have with this game is that if you play this game the way the rule booklet tells you to play this game sucks. It's bad. It's not fun for one person and potentially a lot of people. I'll break this down for you. There's a person, as I saw in the middle part, that is just going to give the words out. And I was the person who did this the first time we played the game before we put in house rules. And literally your only job is to flip a splinter, flip a finger, and say, this is your word right here. And then, yep, here's your word. Yep, here's your word. And people are going to be running fast and frantic to you to get your words, or walking slowly, depending on who you're playing with, to get your words. And that is literally your only job, is to hand out words and to keep track of who has the most points. That is not fun at all. Zero fun. And they knew it was not fun. Mo Good Soloutions, up yours! Come on! You knew that was not fun. You even put that first in your rule booklet. You lied. Straight to my face, Mo Good Soloutions. Come on. First, pick your word master. It's okay, though, because the word master is pretty great. Yeah, that's like when you're trying to convince somebody to go on a date with this girl, you know. It's like, she's pretty great. She's got a great personality. She's got her own car, her own job. No, Mo Good Solution. It's not fun. Get out of here. It's terrible. Next. House rules. You need house rules because if you get stuck on a word, there's nothing you can do. And that will happen, especially in some situations, with these guys. Screen door. Show me exactly how I'm supposed to make a screen door, or Schindler's List, or rite of passage. That's a word I'm staring at right now. Face wash or rite of passage with this. It's going to be really difficult. Now, face wash you can probably pull out by, spraying it on your hands or something. But rite of passage with bendy things? No. No, that's just not happening. And with the rules the way they are, just keep trying. I don't know. This game needs more playtesting. What else do I have on the con side? Appearance, rule booklet, nothing else. Because if you're still here, I hope you are. Holy crap! There's a lot of fun in this box. This game is one of my favorite party games ever if you house rule it. That's the biggest thing. You have to house rule this game, which is not a big deal. It's your typical team-based game where people are going to be trying to get other people to guess words, and I understand why they made some of the rules they did, because they wanted to make it so the cards would go a long way, and so that you wouldn't have repeat cards and whatnot like that. But that could potentially ruin the game. But man, there's some really cool ideas with this. And this game is going to produce a lot of those moments. Some of my favorite moments in party games where someone just gets super frustrated and they're just like, are you idiots? It's clearly this! And everybody's like, no, it doesn't look like that. It's like, and I love those moments in party games. Those moments are so much fun. And when I played this with every group that I played this with, we have had a blast with this. 2 teams, 3 teams. We played with 4 teams. That was super fun, especially because we had a house rule where everybody had the same words, but you mixed them up and you had to grab them, and it was a blast. So everybody was doing different words at different times, and it was so much fun because there's just so much craziness and hecticness. And it's a lot of fun. This game has a lot of fun in this box. And when I see those people, again, they are probably going to request this game. This is the kind of game that is not just going to give you hours of entertainment. It's going to give you years of entertainment because people will be requesting it. You know, coming in, I just played this at Christmas. People would be like, oh yeah, can we play that one game we played a couple years ago at Christmas where we had to bend the wires and we had to write with our fingers? Because, oh my god, that's my favorite part. That is such a cool idea where you have to write, but you're not actually writing. It's so frustrating, but it's so much fun. And this game, put together by North Star Games, or someone else who's good at making party games, could be an absolute slam dunk, home run, put it on a shelf at Target, Walmart, no brainer. It has that much potential. But its rule booklet and just, God, that person who has to flick it and hand out cards completely tanks the game. But if you can get past that, this is a fun family / party / people who don't like to play games or don't normally play games type of party game. And that's what I'm going to tell you. That's the best thing I can tell you. Hoopdilah is a blast. It is a lot of fun if you Jimmy ring it. So, that is Hoopdilah from Mo Good Soloutions. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know, what is a house rule that has fixed the game for you? For me personally, corporate America. We did corporate America, and we had to make it. We couldn't cheat, but apparently you can't actually cheat. It's nowhere in the rules that you can cheat, but where you could have swore it said you could cheat there. I don't know, but what's a house rule you guys have at your house? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.